You are listening to the Slip Punches Show with your host, Damon Gonzalez from Latin Box Sports, your boxing champions.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Damon Gonzalez from Latin Box Sports. We're back again, the Slip Punches Show. We have another show in stored with a welterweight fighter, rising young star in the sport of boxing. Today was a little overwhelming, man. It was great. I had the really opportunity to have a dear friend, Irish Mickey Ward, come on the show today. And it was a little emotional, man, because it's Mickey Ward, man. You know what I mean? Being honored to be ringside through his 3 fights with Arturo Gatti was just super amazing, and it was just great talking to him and great hearing from him. And again, it's awesome and great for the sport. I was looking through some of my stuff, and I found a business card in my stuff. This business card was given to me in 2002. I was in Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm sitting down in the hotel having a one-on-one with the late, great Smoking Joe Frazier. And me and Joe sat down, and I got to interview Joe and talk to him, and what a great legend he was, Joe Frazier. You know, he was a great guy and gave me his business card, and he was really nice to autograph the business card back in 2002, man. So it was really, really cool. Thinking about that time and thinking about what of course, Smoking Joe, Philly fighter, has contributed to boxing, and what he's contributed in his Ali fights and everything he's done representing the great city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. I'm definitely always been a super fan of Joe Frazier. So again, we have a guest coming on any minute. He's going to be joining us from here, Tampa, Florida. We're looking forward to speaking to him and chopping it up with him. Without further ado, in a few minutes, we'll have him come on. And we appreciate all the support. We appreciate all the support with everybody that, participates and gets online and enjoy the shows with the Split Punches show, because we pull no punches, man. We do the best we can to get everybody to the table and listen to stories and listen to awesome times and just, deal, with these quarantine situations the best we can, and loving the sport that we love so much. So, in a few seconds, we should have a fighter come on with us, Mark Reyes Jr., fighting out of Tampa, Florida. We're looking forward to getting him on the show any minute. He should be joining us shortly. And again, man, we're gratefully appreciated. Big shout out to all my friends, all my followers, everybody that contributes and what have you. And I just do it to have fun. I want to have fun. I want to have fun with the fighters. I want to have fun with the fans, with the boxers, with the cutmen, with everybody. Just get everybody on the show and do the best we can to continue to translate that through the sport. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome welterweight Mark Reyes Jr. to the show. Mark, how are you?
I'm great, Damon. Thank you for having me on here.
Thanks, man. Thanks. It's good to see you, man. First of all, check out the Empire Pro Tape. Let's plug that in, man.
Yeah, these are my people.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, I'm always carrying some extra rolls on me so that I can just try to get people onto them, man. It's the best tape in boxing. I always tell people.
Listen, there's no question about that. There's sincerely no question about that. They're really wonderful, wonderful individuals that I use the word, and it's true. They care about these fighters. They care about your hands. They care about your safety. So that's something that's really awesome. So again, man, hey, welcome to the show. We appreciate you coming on, and we want to start off and for the fans that are following and listening in, who is Mark Reyes? You come from a pedigree of fighting at a sincerely young age. Your dad brought you in boxing like 6 years old?
Yeah, 6 years old was the first time I walked into a boxing gym. I'll never forget that day because I hated it.
No way. I mean,
Yeah, I absolutely hated it.
what went down? I mean, you were so young. So what
Um,
was what went down? I mean, that was a young age to start off, and how did it transpire for you?
I think it was a mixture of the 200 push-ups, the 2 mile run, and then the 200 sit-ups, along with duck walks and hitting the bag, doing mitts. I think it was just a lot for a 6-year-old. So I was
Wait,
like, I'm never coming back.
wait, your dad made you do 200. Mark, you made him do
Yeah, all that,
200 push-ups.
all that. Yeah, I had to do all of that.
That's dirty, Mark. He was only 6. So talk about how it translated into your amateur career as you started fighting amateur and saying, "Hey, wait a second, this is starting to work out for me," and you start to do that. So talk about that amateur career for
It
yourself.
wasn't, yeah, that wasn't until I was about 12. So that was 6 years of
Really?
training. Yeah, that was 6 years of training and just really just sparring, training. I wasn't involved in any fights as an amateur until I turned 12, and I think it was around I would say around 13 was when I went to like my first tournament, and my dad says, "Man, Mark, you know what?" He's like, I can see everything that people have been saying about your potential. I can see it coming true. And me at that age, 13, I was probably still focused on baseball. So I was like, yeah, whatever. Like boxing's not that serious. And it was still around that age, around 13, that I decided that I wasn't even going to play baseball anymore, that I would just focus on boxing. So once I decided to do that, my passion for boxing grew a lot more, and I was able to really focus in and channel on that and make what I've made out of it today. It's not an easy sport. It's very brutal. A lot of days I'd have you know maybe a swollen lip, going to school with a busted lip. But people would say, "Oh, you got into a fight?" No, I was just sparring. So it's just different. Never had a black eye though. That's a good thing. But yeah, it's just different. Had to miss a lot of time from school for tournaments. And like national pals an entire week. Junior Olympics was an entire week. Um, so I was always missing school, going to these tournaments, trying to chase my dream.
So Mark, listen, you didn't waste no time. You're one of the fortunate fighters before all of everything broke out here in the U.S. You got the fight a few months ago um, here in Tampa, and of
Right.
course you performed very well. It was against Gabriel Caffin, and it was a TKO victory for you. So there's really no ring rust. You came right off the back fight in 2020, and then everything broke out. That was under the reign of your new trainer Chino. So expand on that and expand on this level where you've accomplished in your career.
Well, first of all, the first fight that I had with Chino was actually the fight in November. That was my first camp with him.
Uh-huh.
Went to New Jersey for 6 weeks. Got to get my feet wet over there.
You worked out with
I
some
could,
good guys over there.
we
You
did.
worked
I,
out
I
with
got I
Jason
got excellent.
Sosa, with a lot of good guys.
Yeah. So that was one of the main things that was different for me in the camp was
Mhm.
normally I'm not getting, top sparring 2 or 3 days a week. You know, I'm getting maybe one good sparring session in a week.
You there, champ?
Am I back?
You're back. You were
Okay. No,
talking
somebody
about
called
your
me.
sparring.
Yeah, so that was the main difference by going up there to New Jersey. That I mean, obviously working with Chino, that's a mastermind, amazing coach. But the sparring was definitely what I took the most from it. I'm sparring with guys that have great amateur backgrounds, and then if it's not a great amateur background, it's a great professional background. Um, so that's one of the things that I appreciated by going over there. And that was the first thing Chino said. He's like, the sparring that you're gonna get over here is a lot different from the sparring that you get in Florida. You're gonna have hard sparring, and you're gonna have guys that are pushing you to your limit every single time. But when it comes fight night, you're gonna see the difference.
Now, make no mistake about it, and before we get off the comment of your trainer, congratulations to Chino with his great job in Las Vegas last night with Vargas,
Hmm.
working in Vargas's corner. It just goes to show the pedigree of level of training that he provides in the sport is just top notch. And it's good stuff. Mark, let's go back and let's look at something. And what I'm talking about is coming into your own. Okay, and then we're gonna go back to a fight um, back in February 2019. You fought in the St. Pete Coliseum in St. Petersburg, Florida. You put Rodrigo Rodriguez out in probably 20 to 30 seconds of the first round. It wasn't one of those, and I was ringside shooting it. It wasn't one of those lucky shots. It was a placed perfect shot. What do you remember about that first round in that fight?
It's so short. It's hard to take a lot
It's
from it.
not.
Um, I just remember coming in. He was ready to press action, and normally, I'm all for that. I'm not the kind of fighter to shy away from that. But I definitely like to exploit opponents' openings and weaknesses. And the first thing that I saw was he lunged in. So I was like, oh, this guy likes to lunge in and just leave himself wide open. So at first I tried a check hook and I missed. And then once I tried let me see, I hit him with a couple of shots. Then I made him miss a right hand, and I hit him straight to the body. After I hit him with that, he kind of lunged again. So I was like, this next time that he lunges, I'm gonna place a right hand, just a lead right. That's exactly what happened. A lead right hand, and I missed too. I actually messed up that knuckle all the way on my pinky knuckle. I missed. I was, as in boxing, we all know, you don't want to land with that. You want to land with these, and
Right.
so I actually missed. So I didn't expect him to be hurt that bad, and he was actually out for several minutes. He was out longer than the fight, basically.
Well, it just goes to show that you're coming into your own with your strength and your power because you really demonstrated that night in the ring in St. Pete, Florida. Mark, let's flip the coin and look at the other side of Mark Reyes. That's a very important thing to talk about. And what I'm talking about, Mark, is Mark Reyes Jr., the 24-year-old, and the community of Tampa Bay. You have done many efforts to give back in the community, specifically the Children's Cancer Center of Tampa Bay. Talk about some of those projects and let the fans know and educate them on, it's not just keeping it, it's giving it away because it's not just you in the ring. And it's a really good story to listen to.
Absolutely. So, that was a project that we worked on for a while. Was getting those bobbleheads together and trying to raise enough funds to say, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and donate this. And we took 100% of the proceeds and we donated it to them. We didn't want any money for ourselves. We wanted those families and the kids there that were in that center when I worked with them, did the workshop. It was beautiful seeing them, and they inspired me, and I just wanted to show my support to them, to show them, hey, you're not the only one that wants to see you win. I'm fighting in this way, and you guys fight for your lives, and your parents fight with you. That's a beautiful thing to see, that unity and all these people coming together to try to just give these kids the best life that they can. And that was a huge moment for us to be able to go over there and donate that check. And I will probably put that on, definitely my top 5 things that I'm most proud of, and that's including making 2 beautiful children. And I take boxing, whatever happens in boxing, great. But what I do as a human being and just as a man myself, I take that into more accountability.
It says a lot about you, and it's definitely championship behavior. It's a champion's behavior. And, I encourage you to keep on punching with that. I've done
Thank you.
projects with the same cancer center. And isn't it something, Mark, just to reflect on it, right? Isn't it something to look at their little eyes, when you're there and what you're doing, what it's going to just by seeing their faces? Is that like mind blowing?
It's it's something when you have little three, because I think the youngest was maybe 3, 4,
Right.
and they're telling you that they just took their last chemo pill, And man, these kids have all the energy in the world.
That's
You
right.
wouldn't think they're sick. You wouldn't think any one of them was sick. I mean, and the last time we went, there was one. His cancer affected his lungs and his breathing, and that kid was right outside with all of us.
He was hit.
And
Was that the one hit in the midst with you?
yes, yes, he was in the midst. And he did it. It's just amazing how resilient these kids are, and it's something that we as adults can kind of look back and say, I was that age once. I remember what it was like to just want to get out there and do my best and give it all I got. And that's what these kids do every day. They give it all they got. And that
Now,
inspires me.
now I'll tell you, man, that's such a great thing, and I'm glad that you got to touch on those things because it's important that the people listening in understand the balance of what a real fighter does, and these are some of the
Absolutely.
things that definitely contribute to that. Hey, seeing you the other day, it was nice seeing you fight night in Plant City, Florida, putting on a different hat, broadcasting a streaming boxing event, you calling the blow by blows. How did that work out for you? And was that your first time doing it?
That was my second time commentating. First time for a professional fight. Last time
Nice.
it was a live stream at an amateur show. I did it there, and that was nice. I was enjoying talking to Bob. He's a great person and great ring announcer, and then as well as Frisco Areola, who I probably met Frisco when I was about 12. Coming into the gym, seeing him, he helped me, and I just to be around great people. They show me their Florida Boxing Hall of Fame rings, and Frisco made the joke. He's like, "Hey, I have something that you don't have yet." He's like, "I know you'll get it, but you don't have it yet." But
Ah,
it's
why he
just nice
gotta
to be
be
in that
like
environment.
that?
It's all right.
You
I'll get
keep
one.
on punching, man. The best is yet to come. You know what I'm saying? The best is yet to come,
Exactly,
brother. Hey, Mark,
exactly.
the the new chapter of your career. We want to dive right into it because I definitely want to publicly, in front of the whole boxing world, congratulate you. I want to congratulate you on the signing with Dibella Entertainment, with the legendary promoter, New Yorker Lou Dibella. Man, congratulations on that. Talk about how that transpired and what does that mean to you now signing with the Bella Entertainment?
To sign with development, I was super excited, and I'm happy to get involved and see what things that we can come up with in the near future, and what fights that we can potentially have. Um, it was interesting, the build up to being signed, because they had guys that I want to say on the fight in November that I worked with Chino. They had guys come down that were part of the Dibella name, and one of the guys that was watching was supposed to come and see me. So I thought, he's gonna watch my fight. He's gonna like what he sees. I'm gonna get signed. And he liked what he saw, but I didn't get signed right away. So then here we are a couple months later. I'm like, man, am I gonna get signed by DeBella, or are we gonna go another route? I was like, I do like DeBella. He seems to care about his fighters, but
Yeah,
it's boxing. Anything
yeah,
anything can happen. And if he decided at any moment that it's not what he wants to do, it's not what he wants to do. We keep it moving. But they came down for the fight in March, which I was surprised because of everything going on with the virus and the things shutting down, especially Alex coming down from New York.
right.
So Alex made it in, and he's like, "Hey, I hope this fight doesn't get canceled. I'm looking forward to watching you fight." We fast forward to the what I think it was fifth round, fourth round knockout, TKO over my opponent, and we did the signing right after the fight, and we're just looking forward to building and growing and moving forward.
Yeah, on March 4th, 2016, you made your pro debut. Did you ever think that right now you would be at this level, at this stage, ready for the next chapter? Because it's going to be awesome, isn't it?
Definitely. And I see young guys, 15, 16 and 0, and they're getting these good fights. They're getting themselves right into the top 10 rankings, and they're actually pressing and getting the fights that they've been wanting since they started, but now they're finally starting to open up. I'm really excited for the next 5 fights because I'm 12-0. So I say by 17-0, I should be really getting the fights that I want, and I'm really excited for that chapter. So from here to there, it doesn't take long, and I'm just gonna make sure that I'm ready for everything that comes my way. I trust in my team, and I believe in myself.
That's awesome, Mark. We really appreciate those comments. This afternoon, I had the privilege to have the legend Irish Mickey Ward on the show today. And me and Mickey chopped it up this afternoon. And the one thing that I questioned Mickey or just asked Mickey to do, I'm definitely going to ask you to do, which is so important for you guys as fighters. Reach out and connect to your fans. Tell them exactly what you want to say and how important it is to you, all their support, that they've been there for you from the beginning.
Everybody that's tuning in, supporting, always watching, and just always making sure that they're there for me when it comes to this fight. When it comes to this fight game, I'm just so grateful. I'm thankful that you guys come out and you support every time, and not even the ones that have always been there, but it's just I at times I feel like it's all just one big family because we're all got the same goal in mind. They want to see me get to the top. They want to see me become a world champion. I want to become a world champion. I want to fight in front of you guys and fight for a world title, win a world title, come back, and just give everything back to the people.
We appreciate your comments. And how can the folks follow you on social media, on your Instagram accounts and what have you?
Oh, on the Instagram it's MRJ Boxing, and then as well we have Facebook, and that's gonna be Mark Reyes Jr. Boxing. You can find anything as far as potential fight dates, and as well as some great content that we've been putting out, like the Fast and the Furious video that people claim. But we're trying to keep everybody entertained. I know everybody's getting kind of impatient. I got a lot of people asking me when I'm fighting again. As soon as I find out, I will let you guys know. I'm ready to get back into the ring.
Mark, seeing boxing right now at this stage with the quarantine going on and knowing that you're doing your part, you're training, you're staying in shape, you're staying ready. I'm sure you've seen some of the fights on the top ranked cards. Are you happy and glad to see at least the sports back at some capacity?
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think Top Rank's doing a phenomenal job with that, and they're making sure that their fighters are staying busy enough, and that's all that you can ask for in a promotion company. So I think they're doing a great job, and everybody that has been missing boxing, at least now we have a little something. We're not getting these mega fights all the time, but they will come. Everything's gonna start happening, and little by little, we'll slowly be getting our way back to the normal side of everything.
Now, one thing I noticed in your fights, and that's not kind of giving endorsements, but it's seeing fighters where they have their own tools of war, their own comfortability when they're in the ring executing and working. And I noticed in your fight you use the Sabas gloves. What are your thoughts of the Sabas gloves? Are they good in punching? How do you feel fighting with those kind of gloves?
I just want to say before I even touch on the quality of the gloves, let me talk about Pedro, who started Sabas, who's the founder, who's
Mhm.
you know that man,
Shout out to Pedro. What
great,
a wonderful dude,
great
right?
person, man, great person. They actually, him and his wife flew in from California to the fight for February of last year. They flew in, and we had a nice dinner, a nice lunch, and got to talk to them. And the fight was very short, but no, I mean he made sure that he came over, he supported, and I'm just glad that I was able to meet him. And as far as the gloves, best gloves that I've used, I've had Winning, I've had Grant, I've had Reyes, top all the top brands in the sport. And the gloves that I like the most to fight in and training is Sabas by far.
That's
Protect
awesome.
my hands, and I can always feel like I'm ready to go. 0 to 100 on power, and I don't have any issues.
Mark, give a shout out to Team Reyes, man, to Chino, your cut man, your father. Team Reyes that's been around you, supporting you, gelling you, of course, for this next chapter of boxing.
when it comes to the team, everybody knows that we're a family, and everybody's gonna be, we're here now, we're riding, we're rocking, and we're all gonna be together when we get to that world title, and even after boxing. When there's life after boxing, we're still gonna be a team. Those are my people. And as the team grows mentally, everybody's gonna grow in wisdom. We're all gonna build, and I just want everybody to do the best thing for themselves and the best thing for the team, and that seems like we all have the same goal in mind. So it's really nice. It's refreshing.
Mark, with the welterweight division, are you planning on staying at 147 throughout 2020, 2021? Or what are your goals? What's in Mark Reyes' mind as far as fight weight?
Definitely staying at 147 until I get a belt. And then after I get a belt, maybe unify. That always sounds nice. And then beyond that, definitely going up. I definitely want to have multiple weight classes. Yeah, I definitely want to try to get as many belts as I can in different weight classes. It's always been a goal of mine.
Well, Mark Reyes Jr., listen, man, we really appreciate you coming on the Slip Punches show, and we hope to have you back.
Thank you, Damon. And I just want to give a quick shout out to some of my sponsors that are always there for me in camp and training and when it comes to fighting. Sean Henry, Reggie Reed, Jason Fryer. And then as well, thank you for all my people that support me, man. All the fans and the supportive family that I have. I'm grateful for all of you guys always continuing to show support. It could be something as simple as, hey, Mark, I believe in you. And I take that with me, no matter what, everything that you guys show to me, all the gratitude, just to get up in the ring, it makes it that much better to do it in front of you guys. So thank you.
We appreciate you, Mark. And for those that could not listen to the show this afternoon, we're going to send you a YouTube link and a podcast and share that with all your fans and the people that missed out, that they could get to watch the show and follow through. And once again, keep on punching. We appreciate you, and we hope to see you soon back in the ring.
Thank you, Damon. And one more person that I didn't mention is Alex with A Plus. Amazing guy. If you guys need any services, A Plus is the people to see. Damon, thank you as always. I look forward to seeing you again. Hopefully, I get to see you at one of my fights soon, and not just on the sideline.
Sounds great. Thank you, Mark. Take care, champ.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, guys. That was Mark Reyes Jr. joining us on the Slip Punches show. Really great kid. We appreciate you guys tuning into the show. This is Damon Gonzalez from Latin Box Sports. We are out. We'll see you soon. Take care.